Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with a review of my first Halloween read this month, this year, this October, and that is A Haunting in Venice. This is an Hercule Poirot mystery. I did immersion reading for this. This book has recently been adapted into a movie, I think, which is called A Haunting in Venice. But the book itself, when Agatha Christie published it, it was called Halloween Party. Now, what's the story about? It's about a Halloween party and what happens there. Obviously, a murder happened, and Mr. Poirot is there to investigate. This Halloween party happened in the house of Mrs. Rowena Drake, who is recently widowed. A lot of guests are there, including children, of course, and a lot of adults there, like parents and teachers, etc. One of the guests is Ariadna Oliver, and Miss Oliver is actually a crime thriller writer who is quite successful. During the party, one of the kids, she's like 12 years old or 13 years old, Joyce Reynolds, she starts boasting that she has seen a murder, but everybody dismisses her, thinking that, she's trying to get this Miss Oliver's attention, to get into her good books, and because she's a writer and maybe she wanted to impress her. So Joyce Reynolds says that, so everybody questions her, then why didn't you why didn't you talk about this before? And she says that I didn't realize that this was a murder at that time when I observed it, and I had forgotten about it. Now I realized that it was a murder. That was her response. On top of that, everybody, thinks that, she constantly lies. She's a habitual liar, so nobody takes her seriously. As the party winds up, people realize that she is missing, and then she is found dead near a huge barrel of apple bobbing barrel. That was a very cruel way to go, right? Especially for a kid. Anyways, Mrs. Oliver decides that Mr. Poirot can solve this mystery, and so she reaches out to him for help. Mr. Poirot comes in and he starts his investigation, and several suspects come into light. And one thing that really bothered me is the way that this kid, she is like 12 years old or 13 years old, and nobody seems to care that actually a life is lost. It's mostly that's a weak part of the writing, I would say, except for her mother, her two siblings and people around her, her teachers, her friends. Nobody is like, everybody is answering questions as if nothing happened, nothing great happened. Oh, okay, somebody died, right? And it doesn't matter. And that really bothered me throughout the book. And everybody who were questioned by Poirot kept mentioning that how much of a liar or a pathological liar this kid was. And that was kind of strange that they kept on saying that. The way these people, normal people who are not associated with crime in any way, being so unfettered or unbothered by the murder of a 12-year-old kid in such a gruesome and cruel way, it was kind of unbelievable for me. And I think that is a weakness in her writing and weakness in the way she portrayed her characters. Keeping that aside, I really thought that this was a nice mystery, but somehow I guessed who the murderer was, or at least the main conspirator was, but I did not guess the reason right, the motive right. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars because, yeah, I had issues with this book. I felt definitely certain aspects of the books did not age well, especially sometimes when they are referring to some physically handicapped person. The way he was referred to was again like very unempathetic, so I had issues with the book, so that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. But in terms of mystery and keeping us intrigued, this was actually quite a success. So that was my first Halloween read. Not much of horror element in here. I'm not sure why this is called a haunting in Venice, because Halloween Party was a perfectly all right title. If you're a fan of Agatha Christie or not, and you really want to read a mystery thriller or murder mystery which is cozy and light and fun in the typical Agatha Christie template, then go for this. I hope you enjoy it.